It's been a very interesting few weeks for the Battlefield franchise. If you're like me and you're basically just waiting for a teaser or a trailer to drop and you're getting super excited about what's coming next, then it's been a little bit frustrating. Whilst the DICE have come out and said things like information coming soon, and I suppose you can basically confirm that they're going to be releasing the trailer in June, it's one of those things where you were kind of expecting to see something, and I was refreshing Twitter all the time, especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays where they are historically known to release things, just hoping for that bit of information. It hasn't come yet, and as of making this video on Thursday, and it will be released tomorrow, or today if you're watching it on Friday, this is kind of the time where we speculate a little bit, we take all of the leaks and the alleged information from insiders or people who've got official information before DICE can release it, and we try and work out what's legitimate and what we really want to see. We did see on Twitter the official artists of previous Battlefield trailer music tweeting that they'd expect to see 2 trailers this week that use their music. Most people took that as, well, the Battlefield trailer is going to drop this week, or at least a teaser. That hasn't happened so far. And yeah, it does feel like they're trolling us just a little bit. Some people obviously have taken this a little too far, as we'll get to later in the video. And then we've seen DICE as well saying soon, with the trailer apparently dropping in June and EA Play being confirmed in July. That might mean that we see a teaser in June and the trailer in July, or potentially a teaser sooner, a trailer in June, and then some gameplay in July. I'm not too sure how they're going to sort this out and how they're going to stagger it. However, it is coming shortly. The next few months, you will have all the information you need, so hang tight. There's not too long to go. There was an official earnings call the other day where EA released quite a lot of interesting information regarding the next game. You've probably seen some videos on it, maybe things on Twitter. Essentially, it confirmed when Battlefield was going to be released. We already know at the end of the year, and that EA Play is going to be pushed back a month, and we'll see lots of information there as well. A few things, though, from that call that I personally found very interesting. Monetization was a big one. EA were really strong regarding Apex Legends. That game came out a few years ago. I played a lot of it. I made a couple of videos on it. I felt that it was a competitive game that really did appeal to the whole spectrum. So whether you're a casual or a pro, you could enjoy that game. It was a free-to-play, it released without a trailer and just appeared out of nowhere. That being said, it was incredibly profitable for EA, even though it was a free-to-play. People would try and get the cosmetics through the game and whatever else has come out since. I stopped playing it about 6 months after it was released, but nonetheless, it has been incredibly successful and they've made a ton of money. This is something they want to explore more, and maybe it will come into Battlefield. Andrew Wilson saying we're very excited for the franchise as a whole as we add new platforms and business models. Previously, we've seen premium, we've seen a live service. If we speculate as much as possible here, could it mean a return for a Battlelog platform in some form or another? Could it mean that they're going free to play with the main game, or possibly the Battle Royale portion of Battlefield, which I assume they're going to have another crack at? You'd expect them to, considering how well Warzone has performed. In regards to that Battle Royale question, Wilson didn't actually say anything particularly interesting. He just stated that there's nothing to announce at the moment on either an annualized release of Battlefield and the nature of the modes in the upcoming Battlefield game. He did state, though, that we're going to be seeing a lot more talk around those specific points in the months to come. Andy McNamara, the Director of Communications for Shooters and Star Wars at EA, tweeted something really interesting. As you know, the next Battlefield game has been said to release on PS4, Xbox One, PS5, Xbox Series X and PC, so old gen and new gen consoles. Just a little side thing, I know a lot of people are getting worried about this. I think it's great news as everyone will be able to play the game, and throughout COVID it's been very difficult to get hold of the next gen consoles and upgrade your PC. Making sure that everyone can play this game is essential. However, it's just about the way it's done. Clearly you're going to have a slightly different game for the PS4 and Xbox One, and cross-platform might only apply for PS5, Xbox Series X and PC. Anyway, Andy McNamara, he said, I'm seeing concerns around cross-generation news today around Battlefield, and I would ask you to kindly wait for more details. Just because one thing is true doesn't mean another can't be. This is interesting. It could mean that we will see the game release on the old gen, but maybe it will be a different style of game, and we'll see all of these amazing things that they've talked about, next scale Levolution, whatever it is, on the new gen as well. We'll wait for some official news to come out, but definitely an interesting one. Aside from that, there hasn't been too much to talk about, but there is one thing that I think Flatfire's touched on, a few other creators, and it's definitely something important. When DICE say they're going to release a new game, when they say there's a new game coming soon, which, if you don't know, is a bit of a meme in the Battlefield community, you have to realise that they're not obliged to release something the day after. They don't have to release anything at all if they don't want to, and you can't get angry as a consumer if you're not seeing a trailer or a teaser or gameplay when you want it most. They're running the show, it's their game, it's their franchise. Yes, the fans are the most important thing, as with anything. You don't have any fans, you don't have any people buying the game, then you're not going to have a product at all that's got any value to anybody. But there is a line. Whilst I can accept that many people do get frustrated, especially with the marketing side of things with Battlefield, and that they really want to see a trailer as soon as possible, you can obviously take this too far. Flatfire covered this in a previous video where he was stating that Reddit moderators have seen an uptick in death threats. Absolutely unacceptable. I've seen on Twitter people calling for devs to be sacked already. They haven't even seen one frame of the trailer or of gameplay, and they're calling for somebody to lose their job. Absolutely unacceptable. I can only imagine it's coming from people that have no idea what real work is. They've not worked in a job before. They might be kids. They might be somebody who really doesn't understand how much time goes into getting a job at a studio like DICE or a company like EA. The work you put in, the way you move up the ladder, what you have invested in the franchise, most of them being massive Battlefield fans as well. You should never ask for somebody to lose their job over this sort of stuff. I think that I've certainly changed my mind on the way that social media can impact people, and I think most of you watching this video as well will understand that impact too. 99% of you watching this video will have the same opinion as me. It's a little frustrating we don't get to see anything, but we can wait another few weeks, another month, that's not a problem. And more importantly, there is a line, and you certainly don't cross it like some people have. I think this highlights a more important thing as well in the Battlefield franchise and this gaming community that we're all a part of. Things are slightly different than they used to be. I remember when a game would release, you maybe saw a trailer on TV, you maybe would see something on the internet if you were browsing the right websites. I'm talking before YouTube was a thing, you know, in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. You'd be going to a newsagent or a shop to pick up the magazine that would have the demo CD in, so you could stick it in your PS1, PS2, whatever it was, and check out what was coming soon. Things do change, and of course we're far more connected through social media now than ever before. Things are instant. We want answers. We want the new thing right now, and social media is virtually entirely responsible for that. However, it doesn't mean that you have to have bad manners, and just waiting for something, being kind to the devs, being nice to each other, speaking your mind, that's fine, but just making sure that whatever you say is acceptable, even if it is online and you're behind a screen, behind a keyboard, and you're almost protected so you can say what you want. Just be nice to each other. It's a pretty simple thing to do. The trailer will release shortly, in the next few weeks, maybe in June, whenever it's coming at EA Play. We might get a teaser before then, but even so, just make sure that you don't step over that line, and if you see other people doing it, call them out and try and keep this community together. So that's it for this video. Not much news really surrounding Battlefield 6. Hopefully I can bring some new stuff to you in the upcoming weeks. We'll be going back to Battlefield 4, of course, over the next couple of weeks as we wait for Battlefield 6 to release alongside the top plays and only in Battlefield series. Thanks for watching, leave your comments down below, and I'll catch you in the next video.